In my opinion, this was the worst damage on the car. Was up once I got all that took off, it was rotted all the way across there. And before you get all excited, yes, I did glue it with 3M panel bond. Do just a little bit of research on that, and you will find out that if you do this correctly, mix it correctly, prep it correctly, all that stuff like that, that this would probably be the best way to fix it, especially for your backyard junkie that don't want to have to go out and buy a welder. All right, so I saved you the boring part of where I just strictly stripped the paint off of this thing right here. Again, I guess I might have said that. This here's what I've been using. Man, that's doing a good job. Doesn't get it hot or anything. Not necessarily making a huge mess in the shop, but anyway, cleaned all this off. You know, you can see it's a nice solid piece. Got a couple boo-boos on it, one right there, here on the end. Got a place there, and a place there. But for the most part, all nice and smooth over there. When I get this off, I will fix this right here. I will put me some pieces in here and weld these up before I ever put them on the car. And then I think that'll just want to look nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this piece right here. I'll run me a piece of tape along through here, and I'm going to cut this piece right here, and then I will take it over here and put it up and under this piece right here once I've trimmed this piece to right there. I'm going to trim that piece off there, and then that other one will go right up under that and set down there nice and make that nice and sturdy right there all the way over here. And then I'll make me a piece to go in here. I'll have to make a few pieces, but for the most part, I've got all the pieces that I need for it. So, and that's what I got. So that's what I'm going to use. Got more effort and time and pieces than I do funds to throw into it. And besides that, that's not what I'm wanting to do. I'm wanting to build as much of this thing as I can for as reasonably priced also as I can and still build a nice car. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm going to do. There we go. All right, I'm going to take my little saw. Take this off like I said a second ago. That better give me enough room to overlap it. I got this stuff all over. Up in the morning here on my little air saw, I actually just cut a little regular hairsaw blade. Seems to work better. They're a little more sturdy. They're a little more sturdy. Well, once again, I guess I was out there longer than I thought, and my mics went dead. I promise I'm going to get better with that. But here it is, the piece that I got. Once I got it cut off there, you'll see some of the little surface stuff up under it. So I take the little wire brush and strip all of that off to where that's a nice, clean surface to apply the 3M glue on this thing. It took a little while. I don't know how long I worked on that, getting that piece off there. But it was a pretty considerable amount of time. And so there we are, cleaning that thing off. The biggest thing is to make sure that everything is very, very, very clean. While that thing's not got my voice in it, I'll give you an explanation here about the glue. We have been gluing parts together on cars for years and years and years. As a matter of fact, they made us quit gluing some of them because the glue was actually stronger than the welds, and it was changing the crash value on the cars. Now, I'm not telling you, I'm not telling you how to do it or what to do it. I'm just showing you what I'm doing on my personal car. And in my opinion, putting the glue on the pans and the glue in the top across that thing is the best method of repair in my opinion. Especially like up here on the top. All I have is a MIG welder, which a MIG welder is fine. It would have took me forever to have welded that across through there, especially without warping that top up on it. And then, hey, how would I protect it from rusting it back again? It'd been pretty hard to do. One of the key points of this thing is you gotta make sure that the surface you're putting this stuff on is very, very clean. Here I am cleaning all that after I've already stripped it all off. And now I'm taking a piece of that bar stock that my son used to make horseshoes with and laid across through there, and that's what I'm using to clamp that to make sure that's nice and flat to where that it goes on it. And when you put that on there, clamp it down. You don't have to worry about really clamping it too hard. You don't want to clamp it as hard as you can, because that thing's got like glass or something in it where it really won't let you over clamp it, but just make sure that it's nice and smooth and flat. And there it is, just like magic. It's all nice and clean. It's all dollied out straight, flat. You see how straight I've got it all across through there? Now that thing's ready to go on there. All right, we're babysitting the granddaughters this week, and my 9-year-old granddaughter come out and said, Papa, I've come out here to check on you. And I said, okay. I said, you want to help me make a part for the car? And she goes, what? Yeah. So I've got her a piece in there. She's going to break a piece of this right here for me to where I can use it in the roof of my car. All right, raise it up, sweetie. All the way up till it stops. Push, push, push. Push, 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 push. All right, now let go. Let it come back down. Boom, look at that. My granddaughter made her first piece of metal to go on the car. Boom. Thank you, sweetie. Mwah. Okay, bye-bye, sweetheart. Thanks for checking on me. And back she goes to be a little girl. Check out that fitment on that thing. That thing laid in there like it's supposed to be done like that. Whew. Well, again, my dang video skilling is not much skilling at all, but I'm trying. And didn't realize this, but my new little Doomadabby that follows me around, it's my little buddy. Between it and the microphones, man, they burn up a lot of battery on my phone. And here I was over just working away thinking I was videoing it, and my bang phone had went dead. So I charged it up quick, but anyway, there's a patch piece in the roof. Nothing to it. There it is. Fits up pretty good for the first time shoving it up and in there. So, like that. Got to do a couple little pieces. I cut those pieces for here and here. I'm going to put this up here and I'll make some pieces to go in there. And shoot, I got the roof. Well, this is what I done tonight. I got the piece cut out and fit in to repair the roof. I got the floor pan all sanded and blowed out, and just got to wipe it off, ready to put the sealer, and I'm going to put bed liner in the floor of that thing. And then I also got up here until I just couldn't go anymore. I got all this up here sanded, or part of it sanded. I got to finish sanding it, and this will end up being shiny black. But and that's it. Oh, and got all these rails, got all down in the drip rails all cleaned out on both sides. So I'm hard after it. I still think I can make it by June to go on the power tour. You think I can make it? All I like's finishing. But hey, remember, the drivetrain is all done. Only thing I don't have is the shifter, and I got to figure out the linkage on it from my Mr. Gasket shifter and a T10 4-speed. But there is the drivetrain, and over there is the rear end and everything. So the only thing that's not here for the drivetrain is the drive shaft that's going to have to be made, and figuring out my Mr. Gasket shifter mount and linkage. Other than that, all the drivetrain is here. All the front suspension is all here. All new. Brakes all new. Shocks all new. Radiator. It's going to practically be a brand new 1964 Falcon. So, think I can make it? What do you think? Okay, I'm back out here again, and I hope all my stuff works. I've had a terrible time here. I guess I got some kind of cyber cootie on my phone or something, but I'm trying to work through that. So if you look at this here, I've got all this cleaned up. Everything's cleaned up really, really nice. All the nice edges here are nice. And yes, I'm going to do the same thing I did on the floor on that thing. And all this is all nice. Stripped down to the metal, ready to go on there. Got my patch pieces on these little holes I mentioned earlier. And so I got to load that thing up with the glue and pile that thing on there. Now, for the doubters, if you don't know, if you hadn't heard me say this, I'm thrashing on this thing because me and my son are going to try to go on the power tour in June. And I plan on driving this car. Now, that being said, it's not going to be done, but it's going to be put together. So I'm going to done as much of it as I can to where I don't have to just redo a whole bunch of stuff. So this weekend, today is Thursday. I'm even missing my pool night tonight. I plan on getting this roof secured. I've already got the floor pan. That's when my phone messed up. It's already ready to put. I'm actually going to put bed liner on it. All the brackets in the back I talked about, they're all taken care of. The etching primer and stuff is on the front up there on those toe boards that I don't know if you heard me say or not. It's junk. And but they told me they was junk when I bought them. So I get all this stuff glued in, then I'm going to get to sanding. And I've already sanded a bunch of this right here. And my plan is to put bed liner on the floor, all up under the dash. I still got to treat a little bit right here. I see I missed. And I'm actually going to put the bed liner on the top up there to help with the heat. And then depending on how well that bed liner comes out, it'll be depending on what I do with the bottom of the car. I've been going back and forth about painting the car underneath the hood and the bottom and everything engine color. The color that I painted the engine, which is the silvery color that I'm going to paint the car. Well, and I've almost decided that if I do that, that really pretty motor is going to get just lost in all that gray. And here's motor, or engine. I'm sorry, heaven's sakes. And I think if that thing is laid up against the black, my buddy Steve says, man, I think you're going to like it better black. So the thing about it is if I paint it black and I like it, I'm done. If I paint it black and I don't like it, then when I take it back apart to do all the final painting and all this stuff, because there's no way that I could keep everything off the drivetrain if it's still in the car when I get back from the power tour. So it's all got to come back apart for the most part. And that's fine. Then, if I don't like the black, I can spray it gray when I spray the whole car, because I'm going to put the car back all apart like this right here. Probably won't take the dash back apart. Of course, the wiring and all that. There'll be some of it I'll leave in there. But anyway, I got to get to work. I got a lot to do. I got a whole tube over there. Won't take that, but I've got it. Hey, and again, thanks a lot for watching. And if you don't care, hit that subscribe button, leave me a comment. I mean, even if you think I'm just plumb crazy, that's all right. I can take it. So, and again, but thanks for you guys that's been watching actually from the very beginning. I got a couple of people that's been watching from the very beginning. And I really do appreciate it, because honestly, I'm just goofing off and fixing my car.
You have to make sure, if you do use this, that everywhere you cleaned it off to the metal, when you clamp that thing together, that every bit of that raw metal is covered with the glue to where it don't trap anything in there, and that way it can't rust as long as that stuff is stuck like it's supposed to be. Dang fancy gadgetries. I can't believe that they went dead on me like that. But I'll know now to make sure that they know that they don't last that long. But if you'll notice there, I'm covered everything with the glue really, really well. And just squeeze that up under there. And I can tell you, if it touches you, it's on you. So make sure you got plenty on it and make sure you got yourself covered up. I even shocked myself at how well that thing fit in there. It fit in there just practically perfect.
All right, here we go. I got it stuck up and in there. Now I'm going to clamp it back down the way I had it when I test fitted up there. And you're going to see all this go squishing out of here. Which I did. I've made a mess because I wanted to make 100% sure that I got everything sealed up. So I went overboard. You don't really need to do that, but on typical stuff. But I did to where I'd make 100% sure that screw's bad. That I got it sealed up since I had so much trouble with the rust there. So, and all I got to do is put it back where I had it. There's one. I'm going to put a bunch across through there in it. And I'll go back and take care of those. Uh-oh. Well. That's why you have to put it down there before. That way I'll know it goes back because I had it in the holes. And these, there it goes. And these 4 initial ones was where I wanted it. There we go. Now put a few more clamps across through there to make sure it stays just like that right there. Just like that. I'm going to have to cut that one off right there. It hit on the top. I must not have noticed that when I put it in there the first time. No big deal. You got plenty of time. You got, I think, 45 minutes or something. All right, so I'm about to go out of sight here a minute to go over on the other side. I don't know how I didn't notice when I initially put that thing on there. My center ones there are raising it up. They're hitting, they're actually hitting that brace going across there. So I'm going to have to do something different. I guess I'll have to just take them up a little bit higher, which I wasn't necessarily wanting to do, but that's what I'm going to have to do. And then I'll actually weld them up. Yeah, you see that raised that up. I don't know how that ended up being like that. That's a bummer. Well, anyways, no big deal. Main thing is not to get excited anyways. Make sure that's all mashed down there nice and tight. Look at that. That's why I got all these 4,700 pair of dang vice grips. Well, that looks really nice right there, though. I don't know why that. Honestly, I don't know why that done that like that. I didn't notice that before, but like I said, no biggie. It's all right. We'll put it right there. Yeah, see there? Man, that's tight. Well, I ain't gonna say. My papa would say something, but I'm not. Something about somebody's hat. But anyways, all right, now let's go over here on the other side. My little motion thing, I apologize for that. I done so good on that, but my little motion thing got to where that if I've got the door open, it loses me. And when it loses me, it shuts everything off. And I didn't want that. Man, that fits nice. Heck yeah. Well, there it is. All I have to do is fix the little holes in it when it dries. Tomorrow or day after, leave it in there. Got the trunk taken care of. And it'll be time this weekend to get spraying on this thing some. The little moonroof got an Audi right there. That's hard as rock. Alrighty. I believe I'm about done for today. I'm tired. So, till next time.
I'm very happy with how well this thing fit together. It fit really, really nice. Everything held really good, just like it's supposed to be. Now I just got to smooth all that up, pass the little holes on that thing, and we have panel bonded the front section of the roof back in. I promise you, this thing will be there forever.